Hello everyone, I'm Michelle Smith and welcome to my channel. I have a St. Patrick's Day Deco Mesh wreath for you today. The tools that you're going to be needing are your glue gun and glue sticks, a pair of wire cutters, a good pair of scissors, and a ruler. The materials that you're going to be needing: some pipe cleaners, a 14-inch wreath form from the Dollar Tree. All of the supplies for the wreath can be found at the Dollar Tree. You're going to need several packages of the green Deco Mesh and several packages of the white Deco Mesh. You're going to need some ribbon. I have a dark green. I have this shimmery black. It's a glitter ribbon that came from the Halloween. I still have it. They also have this ribbon in black that you can use as well if you don't find this or you don't have any. And then both of these are a type of gold ribbon that I found at the Dollar Tree. So either of those or both of them will work. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this guy, but I grabbed him anyway. It's a little bow tie from the St. Patrick's Day section at Dollar Tree. Now I picked up 4 of these headbands. I picked them up specifically for our little guys here, the little Irish guy, or leprechaun. I thought they would make an absolutely adorable wreath, so they're going to be our focal point. I have 4 of those. Then I also grabbed 2 of these headbands. I like them. They have the little clovers on them, and they have the tubing and ribbon. And I'm planning on using all of that in the wreath as well, so I grabbed 2 of those. And then I'm going to be using the centerpiece here of this sign to center our wreath. Now, if you can't find that sign in your store anymore, you can always use one of these small square box signs. They have 2 to choose from. These will work just fine. You can also, if you can't find these or the other one, the one that comes in the middle has a hat and then it says Happy St. Patrick's Day and little feet. You can always use just the center of that as well. So any of those signs will work. And I also have gold coins left over. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get cleaned up and we will get started. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to attach our Deco Mesh to our wreath form. I went ahead and cut my pipe cleaners in half. And then you just want to go ahead and take the ends, scrunch them together. Do the same for both. And normally when they do this type of method, they're usually using a 10 or 20-inch mesh. And I'm using Dollar Tree products. So what I do is I attach 2 together, and I do both of them at the same time. That way I can get I've heard this method called the bubble method or the poof method. But it's nice because you don't have to cut the mesh, you don't have fraying, and it's relatively quick to go. So you put the 2 together, you twist on your pipe cleaner. It's easiest when I'm working with 2 colors that you put one out on either side of your body. That way they don't get tangled. And then you're going to want to attach this on the 2 bars in the middle. And I always like to start at a cross bar. So go ahead and take it, feed it in through the top. And then use your pipe cleaners to attach it to the crossbar. pull it down and twist it so it's nice and secure. And if the ends are long, just cut them off. And then I take the little ends and just tuck them down. And then you're going to want to just go ahead and trim off this excess deco mesh. Just don't cut it too close. You don't want it to unravel. Okay, so you can see it's nice and attached. Okay, then you need your ruler. And then you're going to go ahead and pull your deco mesh. You just pull it side by side. And you're going to measure about 8 inches. You pinch. Go ahead and take your pipe cleaner, wrap it around that spot, pull it nice and tight, give it a little twist. And then you go back. You wrap your pipe cleaner around the 2 bars in the middle. And then go ahead and twist to secure. Turn it over. Go ahead and grab again. Pull out. Measure 8 inches. Go ahead and pinch that spot. Now, if it's easier for you, you can pinch it and go ahead and directly attach it to the bar with the pipe cleaner. If that's easier for you, go right ahead. You can do it that way. I just prefer to get it onto the deco mesh, get it secure, and then attach it to the form. But either way will work just fine. And when you go back to fluff, you'll just pull the white to one side and the green to the other, and then on the next one, you do the opposite. So go ahead and do as many as you need to fill in each section, and you end and start each of your rolls the same way. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and work on this and get a section or 2 done, and I will come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, as you can see, everything is coming along nicely. I have completed 2 sections. I have done 8 poofs per section, and that has filled it in nicely. It looks nice and full, and I am still working on my first 2 rolls. So this is going to be fill in nicely, and we're not going to have to use a ton of mesh. Okay, so I just wanted to give you a look and see what it looks like. It's going to be very pretty. I'm going to go ahead and finish filling in the rest of the wreath. When I'm all done, I'll let you know exactly how much mesh you need. Okay, so I have the base done. It took a total of 6 rolls, 3 of the green and 3 of the white. And that's how much I have left of the last 2. Now you're going to want to just go through and fluff out your little poofs, your little bubbles, whatever you want to call them. And just go ahead and open up the mesh. Make sure that it's not all folded in on itself. Fluff it out. Okay. Next thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and take your sign out of the frame and set this aside. I do have another craft project where you use the outside of this. I'll link that at the end of this video. But today we're just going to use the inside. You're going to need 3 pipe cleaners. Go ahead and fold them in half. This is what we're going to use to attach the sign. So one, you can just go ahead and use the hole at the top that originally hung the sign. Just pull the pipe cleaner to the back and twist. Now you can see a little bit of the pipe cleaner there, but it's really not going to be noticeable once you put it on the wreath. And then for the other two, we're going to hot glue these on the back, and we're going to do on either side. Go ahead and just put a big dollop of hot glue and then lay the folded end in. Same thing on the other side. Nice big dollop of glue. Lay your pipe cleaner in there. Always put a little bit more on top. Okay, I'm just going to push that aside and let that dry so it's nice and firm before we try to attach it. So the next thing we're going to do is make our ribbon bundles. So you want to go ahead and cut your ribbon at about 11 to 12 inches. And then I've gone ahead and I've just kind of angled the ends. Now I have a light gold, a dark green. This is kind of like a darker gold, maybe a little bronzy color. I thought it was really pretty. And then I have a glitter black. And you're going to need a pipe cleaner cut in half. I'm going to start with the dark gold. And I'm going to layer over my dark green. And you want to make sure that they're relatively the same length. Then the black. And then the light gold on top. And I'm just going to go ahead and fold it in half with the light gold on the inside and make sure that I found the middle. Once I know I have the middle, then I'm going to take my pipe cleaner, feed it through the middle, pull it nice and tight, and twist. Okay, so that way we have all these different colors that are going to pop out and be festive. Now you're going to want to make 6. I found that if you put your ribbon on after you've already put your mesh on, you don't need as much ribbon. So 6 bundles of ribbon will be sufficient. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take apart these headbands. And these are the two with all the tubing, and they have the little clovers on them. So I'm going to use my wire cutters to cut the clovers off. I'm just going to go down to the base here and snip it off. They come right off. They have a little spring there in the back. You want to leave that on there so that they'll stand. So go ahead and remove those first. Okay, and just take your scissors. Get as close as you can on either side. It's just glued down in the middle. So just take your scissors, get as close as you can, and cut one side off. Okay, just hold that together. Take a pipe cleaner and wrap it around that end. Pull nice and tight. Give it a twist. Okay, that's how we're going to attach it to the wreath. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that to both of these, and I'll be right back. And then with these headbands, all you want to do is take your wire cutters and cut our little guys off, and you want to cut them right at the base of the headband. You want to leave the spring on there so we can use that as we glue him in. Okay, so I have 4 of these that I made from the first 2 headbands. And I have 4 little clovers. I have 6 bundles of our ribbon. And I have 8 of our little guys here. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to place our sign. Now that we're nice and dry and we're secure, go ahead and place him right in the middle. I'm going to figure out where you want him. Go ahead and feed in those pipe cleaners. Left them nice and long so it's easier to attach. Just do it lightly until you can get him positioned. Just pull each of the pipe cleaners up, wrap it around the bars. Don't do it real tight until you know that you have it positioned where you want it. Okay, so I'm happy with that. I got my sign placed. Next thing I'm going to put in are my ribbon bundles. Now I have 6, so I have 3 for this side and 3 for this side. And that may not sound like a lot, but once you get them in, you'll realize that's really all you need. If you feel like you need more, you can make a couple more. Sometimes I do put 8, but I find that 6 is usually sufficient. You just feed it through to the bar. Go ahead and wrap it and attach it wherever you like. Then I just take my pipe cleaners and tuck the ends under so that the back stays clean. And just kind of spread out the colors so that they show. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get my ribbon bundles in and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have all 6 of my ribbon bundles in. I think it looks really pretty. I like that splash of color. I decided I am going to use my little bow. I'm going to put that right here. And I'm just going to tie it on. Came with this rubber in the back. I just cut it in half, but that's what I'm going to use to go ahead and tie that on. And if I need to, if it doesn't want to stay in place, I'll just put a little bit of hot glue and put that there. And I'm also going to go ahead and attach these. Now I have 4 of these. I like them. They really add a lot. And I want them a little bit on the outside so that it kind of strings down. But again, you just go ahead and feed them in wherever you want them. Down to the bar. And go ahead and attach them. But I really like these because they're so long and they provide a different bit of texture. You see? So I'm going to go ahead and attach my bow, and I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of these. And then when we come back, we'll start gluing in our little guys. Okay, so I have my bow and I have my little tubing on. Now I've started to add my little men. It's very simple. All you want to do is go ahead and add some hot glue here to the end where the spring is, and then you want to take it and just kind of feed it into the mesh. You want his little head to stick out so you can see it. And then the same thing with the little clovers. Just go ahead and put some hot glue down here on the end. and go ahead and feed it in. Once I'm done with that, then I'm just going to take a couple of the coins and go ahead and glue those on as well. When I'm all done with adding those, I'll come back and show you the finished product. And there you go, a happy St. Patrick's Day Deco mesh wreath. Well, I hope you enjoyed this craft. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I do upload new content every week. Thank you so much for stopping by. It's always nice to see you. You have a great day, and I will catch you next time.